Hello, everyone. This is David Stark from WatcherPass.com, your website for movie reviews, interviews, and recommendations. Today, I'm joined by Camille Sullivan, who plays Anne in the all-new outdoor thriller Hunter x Hunter. We're going to talk to Camille in just a second, but first, let's check out the trailer. And while you're watching, if you could like and subscribe, that'd be fantastic. It helps me out a lot. Thank you.
This is a hard life. You chose it, and it suits you. I chose it when I chose you. Rene never had a choice.
What do you do if you see something?
Don't run. A wolf is back. Ate a raccoon and left the paw.
This isn't a normal wolf.
It's just a hungry wolf looking for an easy meal. I will catch it.
What if we can't make it out before the freeze?
We don't run from our troubles. You want to snag a wolf? You gotta out-wolf him.
Hello, Camille.
Hello.
Hey, can you hear me?
Yeah, how are you?
Perfect. Doing well. How are you?
Good, thanks.
Well, thank you so much for joining. This is Camille Sullivan. She plays Anne in the all-new outdoor thriller Hunter x Hunter. And she also was in one of my guilty pleasure favorite movies, Dead Rising Endgame. I love the video game. I was so excited to see that.
I love the video game too, actually.
I saw that there was a movie. I was so happy, and then it was perfect for that game. But let's talk about Hunter x Hunter, the movie
Okay.
you're here for. So, I guess first off, you've had a long and successful career. You played all sorts of roles. What drew you to this movie specifically, and to the character of Anne?
When I was reading the script, I was just said this before, but I was 10 pages in, and I saw the scene where she's just carrying buckets of water and running with them, and I thought, that is for me. This is what I want to do, and it really is, because it's so rare for women to get to do these really physical, really in kind of way macho roles, and I was really drawn to that. At the same time, she's definitely a woman, and she's definitely going through a very complicated journey, but there's this very macho bit on top of it with all the physicality that I was just really excited to try.
Yeah, one of the things that I really liked in this film, and you brought it up perfectly, is you've got the father character who's kind of the experienced hunter, but it seems like all the characters were had to be strong, had to be relatively independent, and were self-sufficient throughout. Like everyone kind of contributed to this lifestyle that you just wouldn't normally see. So I really liked how each character had their strengths, and they all contributed to the overall success of the family. And that water scene was really interesting, because it's just like this thing that we all take for granted. I go turn on the faucet, and Anne has to go to the river and get the water and carry it back and make sure she doesn't spill. It's just a very different lifestyle.
Yeah, I thought that was really interesting about it, and exactly how everyone has to carry their own weight. I mean, all their survival depends on all of them pulling together and doing their part.
And I guess did you do anything special to prepare for this? Did you turn off your electricity for a month? I don't know how you would do that.
Well, I didn't have a lot of time. I only had about 5 days or something notice. So I just really got on a plane and went to Winnipeg. And then the first part of shooting, though, right away, we did do in a cabin with limited, it had electricity, but it was really in the middle of nowhere, and it had, limited Wi-Fi and stuff like that, and, no cable. And so it was, I got a little taste of it right away. And then we were always shooting outside. We were always in the woods. So I was kind of absorbing it also that way.
Yeah, it must have been a little, I guess, disorienting to kind of live in that low-tech lifestyle, but it must have also, maybe it was freeing too, to kind of just get all of those distractions away for a little bit and kind of film in this different world.
Yeah, it was, and I enjoyed that about it, where I could let it go. Also, I'm out of town. I'm away from my life and, all my worries, so I could put all of that aside and really just focus on this movie and what these characters were going through, and there was certainly like a ton to focus on.
I talked to Summer yesterday, and I was like, how was it adjusting to this lifestyle? And she's like, I'm a teenager, and I didn't have my phone. How do you think it was? She said it much more nicely, but it was a it was
That's
a
funny.
it was a very different kind of world. And your character gets to do a lot of this as well. You know, you prep some food by lantern. You're kind of trimming all sorts of various animals in different ways, and you're prepping some meat and doing some of the physical labor. Were those, I mean, obviously it was fantastic acting, but did you get to kind of get your hands dirty and get some kind of direction on that before, or was that, you know, all kind of learning on the job?
It was learning on the job, but Shawn was very knowledgeable about it, and then also our props master was very knowledgeable. So they both helped me out and showed me what I had to do and took me through it and took the time to make sure that I could do it in a way that seemed convincing.
And then we talked a little bit about the low tech lifestyle. Did you, I guess, how adherent were you to that when you were on set? Did you try to like put all the technology away, or was it one of those, you're able to kind of compartmentalize? Okay, now I'm acting, and now I'm off screen, and I can check my emails and all that stuff.
Well, as a rule, whenever I work, I don't bring my phone. I bring it to my trailer, but I leave it there. I don't bring it actually to set with me because I find it's too distracting. So, and because in this one, I was almost always on set except for lunch. So yeah, then I just left it behind at lunch. I'd see if there was anything urgent, and that's it.
That's awesome. It's kind of like method acting. I think that's a really good way to do it.
Yeah.
And the other thing I really loved about this movie is both female characters. They were already strong at the start, but it really felt like kind of a journey of self-discovery and kind of of coming into their own. Was that something that appealed to you about the script? Was that something that was always in there, or did you kind of help push that along by trying to be a stronger character in this film?
No, I think that was something that was always in there, and that Shawn really had in his mind from the beginning, that he really wanted to see this journey for Anne, where she is at the beginning. She's immensely capable, especially physically capable, but she's still very, very reliant on her husband for a lot of things, and meek in a lot of ways, certainly when dealing with the outside world. And so the journey for her was really an emotional one. To finding kind of a strength that she didn't know she had, but when she needed to have it, she did.
And this film also, one of the things that was really appreciated about it was it had the sense of authenticity, and part of that was this brutality in it, where you're living off the land, you're preparing animals, skinning animals, and the film doesn't shy away from that. And there is one scene in the film that is particularly brutal, involving preparing an animal. How was that film, without spoiling, how was that to film? And was it how was it to shoot that scene felt like a very difficult one to do, but maybe it's just part of the job.
I feel terrible saying it. The truth is, at first it's difficult, and then you get used to it, and it becomes sort of part of the make-believe, like everything else. You know what I mean? Like in the world of make-believe, it would be commonplace. So commonplace it becomes,
Well, and I guess you're in the character's mindset too. So at that point in the film, Anne had become strong enough and capable enough that she could do that, and that was kind of her mind. So I guess that makes perfect sense, that you would just kind of go do the role and be the character that you were playing already.
Yeah, she's I think for her, more than anything, she's just somebody who does what needs to get done.
And that's
in every way, she does what needs to get done.
She did a number. You should definitely check out this film so you know what we're talking about. That was a very, very well done scene. It was something to watch.
Thank you.
So we have a couple more minutes. I'd like to move. I call it the lightning round. It's just kind of short, lightweight questions that kind of relate to the story, relate to your character. I kind of want to see how Camille's experiences relate to some of the things that happened in the film.
Okay.
And you can choose to answer. You can choose not to. I won't be offended. I try to keep them answerable, but feel free to pass on any of them.
Okay.
Have you ever been hunting?
No.
Okay. What is the gamiest animal that you've eaten?
Is bison gamey?
Yeah, that could be. I'd consider it gamey. Yeah.
Yeah. Then yeah, probably that.
And it's delicious too, so that's a good choice.
It's apparently it's healthy. They say.
um, are you wearing or do you own any fur or animal furs?
Furs, no. I do own leather goods, but no fur.
Okay. What is the strangest thing you found in the woods or in nature?
The strangest thing. This isn't really a strange thing, but right before we started shooting, I went for a walk in the park. I left, the hotel I was staying, and I took a walk in the park, and the first thing I saw was a rabbit torn in half.
Oh, that
So it was an omen for the movie.
that gets you right in the mindset.
Yeah.
I talked to Shawn a couple days ago, the director, and he said that he found teeth in the cabin that you all filmed in. So
Oh my God. Oh, I'm so glad he didn't tell me that.
yeah, I guess who knows where they came from, but
That's horrifying.
how long do you think you could survive in nature?
Oh my God. Like maybe half a day.
Even with all the skills that you've acquired from filming this movie?
Let's say one day, no nighttime.
One of the relationships in this film that I really loved is the relationship between the family and the dog. Do you have a dog or some other pet?
I have a cat. I had two. One passed away, but I have one still. And I love dogs as well. I love animals. Yeah.
Perfect. And the last question is, so the first time I saw this film and the title specifically, I thought of the anime Hunter x Hunter or Hunter Cross Hunter. Have you ever seen it or have you heard of that?
I don't know anything about it, but I have heard of it and I have seen some of the images of it. Yeah.
Were you confused at all when you first got the script, wondering if they were doing a live action remake?
You know what? It's all good either way.
You're like, whatever, this character is strong and I like her, so I'll do
I'm
whatever
cool
it
with
takes.
this. Yeah.
And I guess it sounds like it sounds like you quickly shifted back, but have you taken any of the skills that you've learned, like maybe some of the outdoors training or some of the appreciation of nature back with you after playing Anne? Like, have you incorporated that in your daily life?
I did take to working out outdoors when it was not so much now that it's so cold, but when it was a little bit warmer, I take my act to the park and work out there because there's something fun about doing it on the ground and just like being outside, and I like that quite a bit. Yeah.
And a very practical thing to take given COVID and quarantine and everything.
Yeah,
like that.
it really worked out actually.
Yeah. Thankfully, you haven't had to use too many of your skills, but that's a good one.
Yeah, hopefully it won't come to that.
And so the movie comes out on December 18th. And now that you're done, I know you're promoting the movie now, but what is next for you? What else do you have on the horizon for?
Right now, I've just been working on Big Sky on ABC. It's airing right now.
Perfect. Awesome. Well, look for Camille Sullivan in Hunter x Hunter and in Big Sky. And thank you so much for joining me.
Thank you. It's a pleasure.
Take care. Bye.
You too.
That was Camille Sullivan, who plays Anne in the all-new outdoor thriller Hunter x Hunter. Hunter x Hunter is coming to select theaters and video on demand on December 18th, so you can check it out and remember what it was like to go outside and be out in nature. If you liked this video, please like and subscribe to this channel. It helps me out a lot to make sure all my new videos go straight to you. And as always, please go to watchitpass.com for all your movie reviews, interviews, and recommendations. Thank you.